Okay, YouTube, welcome back. Here's a quick, well, I was rewarded today this is my Bulbophyllum Jersey. This is one of my plants which has been through the wars over the years. It's been partially eaten by rats. It got spider mite. It's been knocked over by accident. It's had various bits of maltreatment over the years. I repotted it recently, or not that long ago, about 3 or 4 months ago, and I've been keeping it hydrated in the greenhouse. And almost as if in answer to the improved growing conditions, it's produced a nice flower and another smaller flower off of this single spike. Got some nice new growth over this side as well, because this thing was like most of my orchids, ended up really suffering. So this is Bulbophyllum Jersey. I've had this orchid for a while. I think it came from Burnham Nurseries a good while ago. So a little bit of information about it. I don't grow many hybrids. I tend to prefer species orchids. I'm not a snob. I do have some hybrid orchids, but for me, I do really enjoy species orchids. I just like the idea that I'm growing a plant that exists in the wild. I find that much more appealing. Horticulturally, but you know, I'm not adverse to hybrids. I do have some hybrids. I've got some hybrid Paphiopedilums, Phalaenopsis, and some Bulbophyllums. Bulbophyllums are my favourite. They're my favourite genus of orchids. I enjoy their care. I enjoy the weirdness of their flowers, because although I like orchids, it's not just the beautiful flowers which I like the weird and wonderful. I like those orchids which have adapted their flowers for a specific pollinator or to suit a particular environment. I find that much more interesting. And yeah, my wife disagrees. She likes the pretty orchids, but I like the ones which are slightly weird. I just find them more interesting. So this flower isn't fully open yet. By the end of play tomorrow, it will probably be fully open, so I'll do a little update once it's fully open, and maybe see if this second one will want to open as well. It's unfortunately been twisted up on top of this leaf at the moment, so we'll just move him out of the way, give him a better chance of opening up fully. I'll give you a little bit of information about this. So as I said before, it's Bulbophyllum Jersey, so it's a hybrid. Its parents are Bulbophyllum lobbii, which is the plant parent, and then the pollen parent was Bulbophyllum echinolabium, both of which come from Asia, both of which have relatively wide distribution. I grow this intermediate and keep it relatively moist. It's in a medium of fine grade orchid bark with some chopped sphagnum in there. This is one of those orchids that's not entirely afraid of being allowed to dry out slightly in between waterings. It doesn't seem to have a problem with that, so I allow it to dry out slightly and keep it slightly drier in winter anyway. I keep it relatively shaded, so it sits at the back of the greenhouse where the shade cloth gives it enough shade to cover it for most parts of the day. It's very easy to grow, very easy to grow. Like I said, this has been eaten by rats. It had spider mite for a little while, which I had to fend off using neem oil and other nasty chemicals, which worked. Back to the parents, Bulbophyllum lobbii. It's from Thailand. It's predominantly found in Thailand, but it grows in lowland forest. Bulbophyllum echinolabium is from other parts of Asia, including Thailand. And interesting enough, it has the largest flower in the Bulbophyllum family, and it has a movable lip which is carried on over into the hybrid. This also has got a lip which is rocking backwards and forwards. I'm assuming that when a pollinator lands on it, it causes it to become destabilised and pushes the insect forwards onto the anther to force or increase the flower's chance of pollinating that insect, to then fly off and pollinate other Bulbophyllum flowers or the same species. So this guy's really easy to grow. I can't recommend him enough. He's done me proud, and I'm really looking forward to the rest of these other flowers opening and the sepals into this one fully developing, because this eventually will open right up and end up erect above the plant. You can kind of see the lip rocking around inside it there. So great little plant, easy to look after, and completely hassle free. So I'll do a little update on this after the weekend once the flowers are fully opened, and we'll be able to see it in all its glory. Thanks again for watching.